All right, here we go, guys. It's 6:54. Second date update week. We're right smack dab in the middle, revisiting, some of the couples that made the biggest impressions on us. And this one goes back to early March, so not that. Let me check. Yeah, that was early March of this year, so not that long ago. Ted is looking for a second date update this morning with a woman named Evangeline. Good morning, Ted.
Morning. How are you?
Excellent. Tell us about Evangeline, how you two met, and how that first date went.
Well, so I kind of went out of the norm. I met Evangeline on Match.com. I'm a recently divorced guy, married for 10 years prior to. We have one young son. We split the time between him and his mom. Divorce was pretty easy, which I'm super thankful for. But it's, one of those things where it's been a long time coming. And we would have honestly probably split years ago if our son hadn't come along.
Wow.
One of those.
Yeah, we tried. It's one of those things. It just didn't work. So it's not like I needed a ton of time to get over this. So I'm good with that.
Okay.
But I met Evangeline via Match. We talked for about a week before meeting up for dinner. And it was awesome, man. We had a great time, great conversation. Super attractive. She's smart. She's funny. Checked all the boxes. Loves the fact that she owns her own business. She's got a store and seems to be pretty successful, so that's a huge plus as well. I spent my marriage being the breadwinner, and I like the thought that if her and I became a couple, it'd be really nice to have someone else to contribute to the household kind of thing,
Yeah. It's a lot of pressure being the one, right?
Yeah, a lot of it.
Spoken like a 21st century man.
Yes, who probably has some alimony payments he's making and child support.
That's right.
Yeah.
Don't remind me. And she's obviously passionate about her business, which is super cool. Someone with passion and a drive for something outside the house and a relationship, it was just, that's huge. I thought there was chemistry. I felt it there. She gave me all the signs. She leaned in. She had great eye contact, tilted the head, that kind of thing, the stuff they tell you to look for. I was feeling it. So, end of the day comes, we hug. She left, and that was the last time I saw her. I had actually texted her twice, called her once, and I haven't heard back since, which I'm curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So between her flirtations or perceived flirtations and the hug at the end of the date, was there any promise or overture that there would be a second date, tentative plans made, anything like that about possibly getting together again?
I don't really think the words were said, like, second dates in the plans kind of thing, but there was a good hug at the end of the date, great eye contact. I mean, it felt, both of us, we had great conversations throughout the entire thing, so it felt right. You know what I mean?
So
you kind of just
it was assumed you guys would make plans.
Yeah, I kind of felt, that, don't get me wrong, I'm new to the dating world again, and, I just want to know if I did something offensive or stupid, just so I don't do it again in the future, because I like this girl. She's nice, she's driven, she's smart, she's funny.
Yeah.
And
right.
I just really want to know if we can kind of keep going forward.
Okay. Let's take a break here, and when we come back, we'll call Evangeline and see what she thought of Ted and her date with him, and whether or not there's any chance of a second date. Coming up next with Jeff and Jenn, Cincinnati's Q102. All right, so Ted is divorced. He's got one young son. The good news is it was an easy divorce, which probably would have happened sooner had there not been a young child in the picture. So he's fairly new to dating. He met Evangeline on Match. She sounds fantastic. They had a great dinner. She's very successful. She owns her own business. Evidently, there was some real connection there. Great eye contact. She seemed kind of flirtatious, seemed really into him. And I don't know, Ted was really hoping that they would have an opportunity to go out again, but she's kind of gone silent. He's reached out a couple times, no luck. And it's a bummer because I think the other thing he liked about Evangeline was not just, how successful and driven she is, but he wouldn't be stuck having to be the sole breadwinner in the relationship again. Be a little more of a contribution.
Yeah,
from
might
the
be nice
partner.
to not have to carry all that weight on your shoulders.
Right.
Less pressure and enjoy the relationship a little more and not have to Going to be worrying about that kind of stuff all the time.
Anything else we forgot to mention, Ted, that you want to throw in there?
I wanted to go further. I'm not going to lie. It seems, like I said earlier, the right thing. And I just really want to hear back from her again. She was nice.
Fair enough. Let's call her.
Oh?
Hi, is this Evangeline?
Yes. Who is this?
Hi, Evangeline. It's Jeff, Jen, Fritch, and Tim at Q102. How are you?
I'm on the radio, aren't I?
Only with your permission.
You're probably calling me for a second date update, right? Aren't you?
That's really the only reason we do out dialing here.
Mm-hmm.
I love your show, by the way.
Well, thank you.
Okay, so, you want me to tell you about it?
Yes.
I just like listening to you all nervously stammer.
Right.
I don't
This
know.
is kind of fun.
Okay, here's the thing. I did like him a lot, but I realized that, oh, gosh. I hope this doesn't come as a shock to him, but I dated his ex-wife about 3 years ago while they
What?
were still married.
Hold on. Say that again?
I dated his ex-wife about 3 years ago while they were still married.
While they were still married. And
Yeah.
how did you figure out that?
Well, I realized it when he showed me a picture of his son. And I was like, oh, because I know the son. I've seen pictures of him before. At the time when I was dating her, I didn't know she was married. As soon as I found out, I broke it off. I couldn't do that. So we dated for a few months, and I always thought it was weird that we never went to her place, because we never did. And it was because she said she lived with her mom, and her mom didn't know she was gay. And I believed her, because I know it's hard having family to know about this stuff. But then I followed her home one time, and I saw him there. So I confronted her about it, and she fessed up.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
This is like a soap opera or something.
Does Ted know that she's gay?
Are you?
Well, I mean, I can date girls or guys.
Okay. I know you can. I'm just kind of wondering where we're at in this.
Do you lean one direction over the other?
Because she obviously did, and now you are too.
I'm cool with it. I mean, it doesn't bother me.
Is there something about Ted that attracts him to?
The women who like women and Ted.
Yes.
Is Ted even still on the phone with us at this point?
I am.
You sound remarkably calm and restrained right now, Ted, after this bombshell.
Maybe he knew.
I did not.
Are you surprised by this piece of news?
A little bit, but not really that surprised. I mean, full frontal, I wish I did know. That could have been a lot more fun.
Of course.
Wow.
Whoa, though.
Really never did seem to favor, the things I had going on, quote unquote. And I knew it couldn't be me. I'm happy with what I got. There's no way.
Does she date men now or women now?
Honestly, no, I haven't tried to keep up with her that much on the whole ordeal.
Oh.
It doesn't really bother me. I mean, it's fine. You can have your choice. Simple as that.
Well, you said your divorce with your ex was relatively easy, yes?
Yeah, very easy. I mean, we kind of knew it was over a couple of years ago. Just, we got our sons who wanted to try and do the right thing and kept trying to make it work. But
Yeah, but what I guess I'm getting at is, was there any infidelity in the relationship? Was she stepping out on you that you were aware of?
all the time. I expect that all the time.
Okay.
But honestly, it was it got to a point where it was just, there's no point being jealous or envious or anything like that. It was, all right, I get it. If you do you, that kind of thing. But
I see. So you just didn't suspect she was with a woman.
Not at all. That thought never crossed the mind. But now that I look back, I was like, I guess I'm not that surprised.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This took a big turn.
All right. Well, I don't even know where to go with this at this point. I'm just, Evangeline, I guess all we can do is thank you for taking the call and laying it out there so honestly.
Thanks for letting us know.
Now that you know that he knows, was the date actually a good enough time that you might want to re-look at it?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's a good idea. I mean, if it turned into something, it would be really awkward to see her again, especially as me being the new girlfriend. I mean, it's definitely not you, Ted. It's just the situation,
I mean, it still could be fun.
Yes.
That's pretty wild.
It is. Well, gosh, I wish you both the best. I mean, are you going to say anything to your ex-wife about this? Like, I could see, like, the handoff in the McDonald's parking lot. Say, hey, by the way, I went out on a date.
I could always bring it up, and say, hey, fun story, true story. A little bird was flying around and told me that you like women.
Because I went out on a date with one of the chicks you were boning.
Yeah, pretty much.
You could be like, does the name Evangeline mean anything to you? And she'll be like, please, I know so many Evangelines.
Because it's a pretty common name.
Yeah, it's so common, right?
Yeah.
Well, Ted, thank you for putting yourself out there and for coming on Second Date Update and being a phenomenal sport.
Hey, no problem. It's good to know early, and hey, it's fun.